Ricardo Ferrero wants to know why FPV gear is cheaper in the U.S. Ricardo, I am not an expert economist. I can give you some thoughts. One is that shipping things into the U.S. is cheap because it is subsidized. Shipment, for example, from China to the U.S. is subsidized because the U.S. imports a lot of things. And so shipment of products to the U.S. is cheaper. Another is that we don't have like aggressive customs duties. I've never had an international product be taxed or customs. As far as I know, we don't even like have them. Like I assume that if you're importing certain products, then there's some kind of a tariff on them maybe or something. But I've never had a customs fee for anything I've ever ordered international. And the dollar is relatively strong against other currencies, not all currencies, but other currencies. And so, so when you look at something like Australia or New Zealand, right, it's a lot of work to ship stuff there. Although I'm kind of surprised because they're pretty close to China. But I guess you got to just put something on a boat, get it there. Anyway, those are some reasons. Also, America's the best. We have the cheapest stuff because we're the best. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I tried. I tried to be a true patriot and bluster about how great my country is. But I just couldn't. I mean, we have our pros and cons. That doesn't have the same ring to it, though, does it? Okay, we're gonna go back to the super chats. Mr. Anderson points out that most U.S. stores list their prices without tax, whereas in Europe the tax is included. That's a good point. People outside the U.S., are you familiar with sales tax? Here's how sales tax works in the U.S. Sales tax is similar to VAT in that it is a tax that is levied on the purchase price of an object. However, there is no federal sales tax. Like VAT is, if I understand correctly, VAT is at the federal level, the state level. Sales tax is levied by each individual state. So a state will say, we're going to have a 3% sales tax, and that's how we're going to raise money for schools or whatever, a budget. But here's where it gets really effed up. So every state has different sales tax. Some states have no state sales tax. The state I'm in, Tennessee has a sales tax. Does Delaware not have? I think Delaware doesn't have a state sales tax at all. So, but it gets better. Sometimes, in addition to a state sales tax, a county or city will also add a sales tax. So the county will levy like a half a cent sales tax. The city might, in some cases, levy a sales tax. So when you pick an object up off the shelf and it's $10, you have no idea how much you're actually going to be charged. The actual amount you're going to be charged will typically be between, say, 5 and 10% higher, depending on how much the sales tax is in this area. But that amount can vary from county to county and city to city. It usually is the same across the state, but not always. So, because it always varies, the stores will just put the manufacturer's price on the shelf and in their computers. And then at the end of the transaction, they're going to add the sales tax to the whole thing. And so American stores don't show that. Whereas in Europe, you see that added. That's certainly a good reason.